Hey there Trekkies, my name's Michael aka the TrekLad. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. Aside from Kirk, Spock and the original series, it's hard to argue that there's a more famous crew than the one that was assembled for the Next Generation. Back in 1987, they were a group of mostly unknowns, but 7 years and 178 episodes later, they had successfully passed into mainstream pop culture, where I'm pleased to say they've remained ever since. Now, this is a game that we all love to play from time to time, but what would this show look like if it were cast today? Yeah, that's right. What if some brave souls at Viacom CBS decided to remake The Next Generation with a brand new cast? It's okay, it's alright. It's probably never gonna happen, but there is a... What is this? Hi. Hey. I was actually just about to do a bit where I go through and recast Star Trek The Next Generation. Do you fancy doing that with me?
I know like 3 actors, but okay.
Let's make some new heroes. But before we get into this week's video, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel for weekly Star Trek videos and live streams. You can also support the channel and unlock early video access and other exclusive perks by becoming a fan on Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/TrekLad and become my best friend today. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through the original casting call from The Next Generation, obviously The Next Generation, from 1986's casting call. We're going to go through the original characters. Both myself and TREKWIFE, we have some picks, I think.
Yeah, kind of. We've
got some picks. Obviously going to start with El Capitan himself, known in the original casting call as Captain Julian Picard, not Jean-Luc Picard, Julian Picard, and the description has him as a Caucasian man in his 50s who is youthful and in prime physical condition. Born in Paris, his Gaelic accent appears only when deep emotions are triggered. He's a romantic and believes strongly in concepts like honour and duty. Who are you picking as your Captain Julian Picard?
I went with Michael Gambon. Good old Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
I went with Dumbledore.
Harry Potter.
Yes, obviously.
Michael Gambon is like 80 years old.
I don't care. He has the voice. He's very well spoken. It works. For me.
Okay. I mean, I think he's like the same age as Patrick Stewart is now. So
I don't care.
Okay, fine. It's her list. There we go. I'm picking Lambert Wilson as my Jean-Luc Picard, or Julian Picard. You might know Lambert Wilson as the Merovingian from the Matrix sequels, but he's also been around in a number of Hollywood and mostly French productions. He can do a pretty decent American accent. We've heard it before. He was always supposed to be French. Let's just have a Frenchman in the role, not Dumbledore.
Dumbledore is better.
We move on to number 1, aka William Riker, who was always named William Riker. He's a 30 to 35 year old Caucasian born in Alaska, a pleasant looking man with sex appeal, medium height, very agile and strong. He has a very strong relationship with the Captain. TREKWIFE, who are you going for here?
So I can't actually pronounce his real name.
I'll put it on the screen. There we go.
But if you watch Holby City, he is the attractive American Canadian guy, Hian Madani. He's got the beard. He's got the sex appeal.
I just loved how you were like, yeah, if you watch Holby City, mate.
You watch Holby City, mate.
He is actually a pretty decent looking guy.
And always call him the sexy guy.
Yeah, well, when you put the name down, I was like, who's that? And then I Googled it and I was like, actually, yes. Yeah, that's not a bad pick, actually. I was a bit jealous because, yeah, my pick isn't as inspired as that one. I've gone for a guy who might be known to some as for his co-starring role in the Transformers movies. His name is Josh Jamelle. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but Josh Jamelle. He just kind of has that square jaw, classic American look that I think just would go over quite well. He's a good looking guy. He's a little bit older than Jonathan Frakes was when he first appeared on the show, but age is just a number, right? I think he could realistically be a secondary lead on the show, and is a good-looking guy, command presence, and probably, I mean, I'm not sure how good at trombone he is. I mean, how good do you reckon Holby City guy is at trombone?
Probably pretty good.
Are you being rude? Next, we have Lieutenant Commander Data. Always quite a difficult one to cast, and there's always a lot of fan casting. Fan casting gets a bit wild with Data. An android who has the appearance of a man in his mid-30s, Data should have exotic features and can be any one of the following racial groups: Asian, American Indian, East Indian, South American Indian, or similar racial groups. He's in perfect physical condition and should appear very intelligent, so that rules me out.
Yeah, it does.
Who have you picked?
I went with Moss from the IT crowd.
Richard Ayoade.
Yeah.
No, not Ayoade. Ayoade. That's it, Richard Ayoade.
I can't say his name.
Well,
he's Moss.
Moss from the IT crowd. Why?
Yeah.
Why Moss?
Because I feel like he could be like a good android, but it had like a little funny twist to it.
Okay. I've gone for somebody who's a little bit more familiar to American audiences. I've gone for John Cho's good mate, Carl Penn, who you might know from Harold and Kumar Get the Munchies, but he's probably better known for his wonderful work with the Obama administration. He's super smart, he's good at acting, and I don't know, he kind of has, in a number of roles that he's done before, I particularly remember him from 24. He was also in the other Kiefer Sutherland show. I don't know why I'm looking at you, because you don't watch them.
Wasn't he in House?
He was in House. He was in House! But he has this kind of robotic delivery. Not to say it's a bad delivery, but he you can tell that he'd be really good with a lot of the techno babble. And he just has this kind of... He could be a robot. He could actually be a robot in real life. I hope he's not. Next on the list, we have somebody whose name would be probably quite unfamiliar to some people, Lieutenant Tania Hernandez. And when I told TrekWife, she was like, oh!
I even Googled it and it came up with, do you mean this other name? So I was really confused.
Well, not even Google knows. This is actually Tasha Yar, who was originally, Tania Hernandez. Interestingly, Hernandez being Hispanic, but this was... The casting call puts out here 26-year-old woman of Ukrainian descent who serves as security chief, described as having new quality of conditioned body beauty. No idea what that means. A fire in her eyes and masculinity, well-developed and very female body. Who wrote this? But much of her strength comes from attitude. Has an almost obsessive devotion to protecting the ship and its crew. So obviously a good security chief. TrekWife, who are you picking as Hernandez / Tasha Yar?
Well, it's difficult because I didn't know who she was. So I just went with Ruby Rose because I thought she's quite feisty. Orange is the New Black is the only thing I've seen her in, but quite feisty, masculine, but pretty, quite strong. Yeah.
I get it. I mean, obviously, you've not watched a lot of TNG season 1, have you? So
not season 1.
Yeah,
no.
So probably, I mean, she's smart. She's smart. I've actually gone with probably a bit of a safer pick. I've gone with Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica, the reimagined Starbuck. She's a safe pick. She's tough. She's got that kind of feminine quality, and she'd beat up most people while still looking amazing. There we go. Katie Sackhoff for me. Next, Lieutenant Deanna Troy, an alien woman who is tall, 5'8" to 6 foot, and slender, around 30 years old and beautiful, serves as the starship's chief psychologist. She and number 1 are romantically involved. Who are we picking?
I went with Miranda Cosgrove.
Okay.
Mainly just look-wise, nothing else.
So you were going through Google and you were like, yeah, she'll do.
Well, she looks quite similar, like a younger version. So that's why I chose them.
Have you seen Miranda Cosgrove in anything, or was this literally just...
she was in School of Rock.
School of Rock? Okay.
And then,
okay.
Yeah, she was a little girl, Summer. I think she was called Summer.
Wait, she all grown up now?
Yeah.
Oh, right, so I'm going to feel really old.
Yeah. And then she was in iCarly.
Okay.
Nickelodeon.
All of the things that I watch when I'm not watching Star Trek.
You love a bit of iCarly.
I do. I've actually gone with someone who appeared with Ruby Rose in Orange Is the New Black. I'm going to be twisting this a little bit because I'm going to actually have Deanna Troy as a non-binary character, and I'm going to have this person played by Asia Kate Dillon, who was they were in the kind of skinhead brigade, the one with the tattoo on their neck. Do you remember?
The stars.
Yeah, that's the one. They also went on to appear in John Wick 3. I think they're a really capable performer, really quite dynamic, and I feel like it would just make sense in the future that they would be in a relationship with number one, and it just wouldn't even be a thing. I just thought it was a good casting pick. I saw them in John Wick, and I was like, they're a badass. There we go. And I'm sure they could probably listen to the crew whine about stuff for ages. That was my rationale. Next, my favourite character, Wesley Crusher. I know who you've got here, and I've got some questions. Who are you picking?
Tom Felton. Malfoy. Because Wesley Crusher is an annoying little kid.
Babe, Tom Felton is 35 years old.
I don't care. I'm thinking like Chamber of Secrets kind of era.
Yeah, but we can't go back in time.
We're going back in time.
We're going back in
time. If I
time.
can have Dumbledore as the captain, I can have Malfoy as Crusher.
TrekWife has spoken.
He's annoying. My father will hear about this. You know, like...
Yeah, but
he's a bratty little kid.
But Wesley wasn't a brat.
He was annoying.
He is annoying. Okay, we're locking it in. Tom Felton. I've gone with somebody a little bit different, and I have to admit, I've kind of done I've done a Miranda Cosgrove with this one. I've gone with this guy called Judah Lewis.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. They've been in some stuff, but I kind of went with looks on this one. I know, judgy type. I just saw him as looking like... I saw him as looking young, but having that kind of... He's young, he looks naive, he's got that bookish kind of quality, but you could, looking at him, you could tell that he could probably grow into this kind of capable kind of commander that we always got with Will Wheaton. Beverly Crusher, the ship's good old doctor, Wesley's 35-year-old mother. Here's some weird stuff, right? This is actually in the original casting call. Honestly, true story. If it were not for her intelligence, personality, beauty...
Yeah, I questioned that when I read it.
And for the fact that she has the natural walk of a striptease queen. What? 1986, 1987 was clearly a strange time. Who are you casting as your Beverly Crusher?
It's another one based on looks.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can't say her name again.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, that one.
Bryce Dallas Howard, everyone.
She was in Jurassic World, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was the one that ran away from the T-Rex in the heels.
She's got the paleness, and she's got the ginger hair.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Also, I just want to point out that Bryce Dallas Howard, I think she's 40, 41 maybe, and Tom Felton is 35.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Young Malfoy, Malfoy.
It's a different time in Star Trek. I've gone with someone a bit different. Of course I've gone with someone different. I've gone with someone that could actually be the mother of Wesley.
Hey, you just showed up on the sofa. I'm not taking this seriously.
I'm going with Christine Taylor, who you might better know as performing in films like Dodgeball and Zoolander. She is actually married to Ben Stiller in real life, who we know is a massive Star Trek fan. So if the opportunity ever came along, he'd probably be like, you should be in Star Trek. You should be in Star Trek. You actually could be in Star Trek. You should be in Star Trek. She should be in Star Trek. And finally, last but very much not least, Lieutenant Geordie LaForge, a 20 to 25-year-old black man, blind from birth. Quite important this. With the help of a special prosthetic device he wears, his vision far surpasses anything the human eye can see. Although young, he's mature and best friends with Data. He has perfect diction and might even have a Jamaican accent. Should also do comedy well. I can't actually imagine Geordie with a Jamaican accent, but that would be cool. Who are you casting as your Geordie LaForge?
The Falcon.
Who's the Falcon?
I don't know his name. Falcon.
Falcon.
Marvel.
Anthony Mackie.
Yes.
Anthony Mackie. Why are you going with Anthony Mackie?
Because I felt like it. I ran out of ideas. It's the last one.
Okay. I'm gender swapping the roles. Sorry, people that don't like that kind of thing. But I've always wanted this person to be in Star Trek, and I think she'd be absolutely amazing. I'm going with Michaela Cole, who you might better know from her appearances in Black Mirror. I think she was in...
She was in the Star Trek one.
She was in the Star Trek one, the Callister. She was also in Nosedive as the
sales...
The airport lady.
Yeah.
But she's been in... she's been in loads of stuff, and she's really crossing over, and rightfully so. She's a tremendous actress, and I just think that she'd be a really good Geordie, minus all of the incel stuff. And there you have it, 2 brand new bridge crews to explore strange new worlds. Who do you think did the best job when it comes to casting? Probably. And how would you recast Star Trek The Next Generation? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this coming real soon.
Can I go now?
Nearly. Yeah, nearly.
Well, hurry up.
Anyway, until next time, stay happy, stay safe, and live long and prosper.
What the hell are you doing?
With this?
Yes.
This is the Spock thing. This is what Spock does. This is. You know, no. Never mind. Do you want to watch Harry Potter?
Yes, please.